Hey guys, so welcome to the Alive training series. So whether you're watching this as you have already enrolled in the course and the program, welcome. If you've just stumbled across YouTube and found this video, I hope you get some immense value out of it. And if you are wanting more information on the Alive training series or just even more about what I do, you can find me on Instagram at Lachlan Stewart, so Lachlan Stewart, Stuart. So feel free, if you like the goal setting stuff and you set some awesome goals, let me know. And if this works for you, please let me know. I'd love to share your story. So let's, for those of you who are sticking around for obviously the Alive training series, over the next couple of weeks, today we're covering goal and intention setting and how to really plan that out in for your life and being realistic about it, right? Because a lot of the time people aren't realistic and set you up for failure from the beginning. So we're obviously in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be finding your values and really putting them in order so that you can live an abundant and fulfilled life because you're living to your values rather than things that you feel you need to be doing to succeed in society, right? Then we'll be looking at exercise and nutrition for health, sleep and stress, so whether they're good or bad and how you can use them to improve your health, creating habits, right? So this is what I believe a lot of people really know how to, they should be eating well or exercising more. They just don't have the habits or the values and beliefs or rules in order to achieve that, right? So, and also seeing what pains and pleasures you link to certain things in your life that may be sabotaging you or maybe helping you succeed. Cool? Then obviously your environment, how your environment impacts you and the results that you get and just who you are as a person. And then finally, finishing with what next for you, right? What direction do you want to go to continue the fulfillment and, really set some goals to achieve after finishing the Alive training series. So let's rip in, guys. Those in the Alive series, it's set your 12-week goal, all right? So obviously the Alive training series is 12 weeks. So what I want you to do first and foremost is set a goal, right? Or what's your intention for the next 12 weeks? Who would you like to become? Where would you like to see yourself in 12 weeks, right? And just don't go too much into it. I want you to just be creative and really get amongst it. And once you've got it written out, then we can move on to the next couple of steps and reassess and see how realistic that is going to be. So step one, obviously set your goal or your 12-week goal for this course. And then we'll obviously move on to step two. So now step two, right, is what is needed for you to achieve your goal, or who do you need to become in order for you to achieve your goal? And the reason why this is important at step number two is because so many people will make a goal and they think the person they are right now is a person, that's going to achieve the goal, but it's quite often not the case. A lot of the time we need to become a different person. We need to learn and grow. We need to do some personal development. We might need to be resourceful, right? And do certain things in order to achieve that. Otherwise, if we were the person we needed to be, we would already have that result. Make sense? So obviously, what resources do you need is one of the things to think about. Do you need to grow as a person? And a lot of the time people aren't honest about that, but I know for myself, I'm constantly needing to grow every single day to achieve what I want to achieve and have the impact that I want to have. So yes, that's always going to happen, right? Do I need a coach? You might need to ask yourself that. Do you need a coach, or do you need someone to hold you accountable so you continue to do what you say you're going to do? Do you need to make some sacrifices in order to achieve that, right? Is it tone back a bit on your social life? Is it tone back a bit on the bad foods? Depending on what the goal is, okay? And really, let's talk about motivation. I believe in the coming weeks when we talk more about the rules that you have in your values and understanding your values, motivation is just fluff. Like when you're living to your values, it's easy to stay motivated I believe every day. Obviously you're going to have your ebbs and flows of energy, but when you're in alignment, it's constantly exciting. Like you just want to go, 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 go. Okay. So with the whole motivation thing, I know a lot of people reach out to me and say, how do you just stay motivated? It's because I'm aligned with, my core values, I believe, and I've set awesome rules that allow me to do that and keep a balanced lifestyle, right? So people often don't take the time to think about that, right? So that's step 2, is really what is needed for you to achieve your goals, or who do you need to become in order for you to achieve your goals. So if you're watching this now, pause it, right? And get out a pen and paper and just think about that. Who do I need to become, or what do I need to do differently? And think about what I've mentioned before. If you need to rewind and write down resources, who do I need to become as a person? Do I need a coach? Start thinking about that and ask yourself honest questions so that you can get it all out, get the plan done before you start taking action. So pause it now and get amongst it. Okay, welcome back. I hope you wrote down, a whole page full of stuff that is going to give you direction on what you need to work on, whether you need to invest in certain things, and what sacrifices you might need to make, in order to really get real with what you need to do, or who you need to become in order to achieve the goal that you've just set, right? So after step 2, we're moving on to step 3, obviously, and it is something that I believe a lot of people don't do, and it's a reason why a lot of people say, I don't have time, right? So a lot of people never plan their week and then break that down and plan their day. So there's a lot of hours that go wasted and unaccounted for, but yet still so many people are running around being busy and not productive, right? So the first thing I do, and I do this every Sunday night, so I would recommend, whatever day you're watching this, don't wait till Sunday, just start now, all right? So set your intention for the week. And what I mean by that is, what do you want to achieve for this week that is going to move you closer to your goal, right? So what are 1 or 2 things that you just will make such an impact and a positive step forward into achieving that, all right? So once you've got those written down, I put them in my calendar, and I'll just write them in there every day for the week, or I might set a reminder on my phone. You can do whatever you want to do, right, in order for that. It's then, secondly, after I've written down the intentions for the week, it's set my non-negotiables for the week. And what I mean by that is, if you have a job, so put your job in there. Obviously that's a non-negotiable. You can't, quit work or skip work. You will get fired, right? Then you might be a parent, so you might have things to do for your children. You might be in a sporting team. There's so many things that come up in your life. So think about those things that are non-negotiable that you have committed to. All right. And then obviously, if you want to catch up with family, friends, that is something that you can then look about sacrificing for a short period of time, or just pulling back. And then obviously events for the weekend. If you have events coming up on the weekend, once again, plan for those. So if you've got a health goal and the weekend's going to be having a few beers or something like that, plan for that so you don't feel guilty about that when it happens, right? So setting the non-negotiables, and then obviously, like I said, in the coming weeks when you learn more about your values, it's going to help you see things that you're doing in your life that aren't bringing you fulfillment. So then it will be a lot easier for you to look at a certain activity or event and be like, that's not really aligning with who I am. I'm just going to say no to that, so I don't have to go through the frustrating time spent in doing that event, if that makes sense. Okay, after that, it's where is your time? And what I mean by that is the time that's available now for you to achieve your goals. So whether it be spending 10 minutes in the morning reading to help grow yourself as a person, learn more about nutrition, exercise, improving your mental well-being, or just whatever it is, even just going and exercising, right? So how much time are you going to allocate every day to do that? And I know everyone's lifestyle is different, so you've got to decide that for yourself, because ultimately the time that you have for that is going to determine whether the goal you set earlier is going to be realistic or not, okay? So then obviously looking through the calendar and the time that you've got, look at the time that you've got that is wasted. And what I mean by that is, for one, if you're serious about your goal, if stuff is detracting from your goal, right? Or, if it's just mind-numbing TV, like I get it's good to unwind, but if you're spending 4 hours a day watching TV, you can probably sacrifice a bit there, okay? And if there's a lot of times where you're going out and back in one day, that's not necessary. Like you might, if you work for yourself, you might have 5 meetings in a day, but you might put them all over the place. So it's not, you're wasting time traveling. Then just thinking about, if that travel is necessary, can you listen to podcasts or something that's productive, okay? And then obviously allow for emergencies, because life happens, right? So allow a little bit of leeway for stuff to go wrong, because it generally always does, and then you won't feel guilty for that. So plan your week, get out a calendar now, or go through your phone, depending on whether you do it digitally or on the old school diary like I do and start planning out your days, right? And if you just want to have chunks of time where it's nothing and you can read or you can, train, do all that sort of stuff, do it. But I guarantee you're going to find so much more time in your day to get stuff done. If you don't, once again, drop me a message on Instagram and just say, hey, I just watched your video. I would love a bit of helping with my weekly planning, or I have a few questions. I'd love to help you guys out, obviously, to find that time. So definitely get your calendar out right now, pause this and start going through and thinking about your non-negotiables, how much time you want to set aside for yourself, and make sure you prioritize that. So go ahead, do that now, and I'll see you in a few minutes. Welcome back, guys. I hope you have an awesome plan in front of you that now it's going to give you a bit more guidance to achieving your goals, right? And it's probably made you question whether your goals are realistic or not. So that's what we're moving on to now. Step 4 is reassessing your goals, right? So the goal that you set at step 1, now you've got to be real with yourself, and obviously what you decided you needed to do in step 2. Have you allocated enough time to do that? And do you have the resources available? Are you the person, is the gap too far for the growth for who you need to become? Okay, so you need to start thinking about, realistically, is it realistic? Then do you have enough time, obviously, like I said, and do you have the access available to resources? So obviously, hiring coaches, listening to podcasts, watching YouTubes, taking action when you read books. If they give you exercises, do them, don't just read it. So implementing the stuff that you're learning, right? Is that going to be possible with your lifestyle? If it's not, okay, you've then got to decide, do I want to change my goals? Or do I need to make some more sacrifices and free up a bit more time in my schedule to learn that stuff, right? To be surrounded by those people. Okay, so that's obviously step 4. Assess your goals, and once you've decided, righto, this plan is going to work for my goals, now I'm just going to follow the daily plan to achieve that, or I need to sacrifice a few more things. Now you've set yourself up for realistic success. So you're not going to go through the time to be like, oh, that's never going to happen. You're going to know what you've planned is possible, okay? So be honest with yourself. Now reassess your goals once you've decided that it's all good. If you need to go back a few steps and redo your plan or reassess your goal and change it, that's completely fine, but then go through the steps again, because we constantly want to see if it's realistic for yourself. So go back and do that now, and I'll see you in a couple of minutes. Welcome back again. Now, you've gone through and done all this stuff, right? You've got your goal, you've planned it out, you've decided what you need to do and who you need to become in order to achieve that, right? Okay, and now you've just recapped on that to make sure that it is realistic for yourself and you do feel you can achieve this. Okay, finally, we just need to put all the excuses on the table. And what I mean by that is think about every excuse that you've ever used to get out of a date, not do the work you need to do, reasons why you failed at things in the past. Okay, so put them all on a piece of paper and then throw it out, right? Because now is a time, if you're serious about this goal, an excuse is just holding you back, right? It doesn't matter whether you fail. If you've got the plans in place and you start the journey, right? So start learning, start investing in yourself and start taking action. It's only gonna give you feedback on where you're at on your journey. If you're not losing as much weight as you need, you obviously need to hire a more qualified coach or do some more research around nutrition, exercise, sleep, all that sort of stuff for your own body, right? It's just an opportunity for the best feedback in the world, because you can read as much as you want or you can listen to podcasts and stuff as much as you want, but you're never gonna know until you put it into action for yourself and take every experience as feedback. So I look forward to seeing you guys, get out there, you've set your goals, get into action. For those of you who are joining me over the next couple of weeks in the Alive training series, I know it's going to be awesome and you're going to see some huge progress in your overall goals and who you are as people. And I'm excited to be a part of that journey. And definitely for those of you who are, whether you're watching this on YouTube or in the series, leave me feedback, drop a comment, or if you feel someone would value from this goal setting, share it with them. And definitely connect with me on YouTube, obviously YouTube, Instagram as well. I'll put my tag somewhere around here and let's connect. And I hope you have an epic 12 weeks or epic journey towards your goal.